Hi, welcome back, Night Bobcats. And the reason that I'm coming to you today is I wanted to share with you how to make crystals, how to grow crystals. We did this the other day for our STEM project, and some of you were able to join me and some of you weren't, so I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to do this if they wanted. And what I'm going to do in just a minute is I'll share my screen so you can see the directions. We practiced 5 different ways to make crystals. One of them was using liquid starch. When I tried that one, I didn't get very good results, so I'm going to scratch that idea and just show you today the other 4 ways that I did get some kind of result that I thought was worth sharing with you. So one of the ways that I made a crystal was using an ingredient called alum. And when I used the alum, this is the kind of crystal that I got. And this one's kind of cloudy, but it doesn't have any color. It looks kind of like frosted glass, but it's not sharp like frosted glass. And I didn't add any food coloring to this one. I was just trying to see what this one would do. So if you want crystals that look like this, you probably want to use alum, which was a nice big crystal, just from a little bit of water with a lot of the alum in it. I was able to get that big crystal and another one that was almost as big. Then we also did some crystals using borax and purple food coloring, and we put them on pipe cleaners. And I'm going to go ahead and take this out so I can show you. But this has only been on here about 24 hours. And there's a lot of crystal that's grown all around the edge of that pipe cleaner. And you could use sponges. I didn't like the borax with the sponges as well, and I'll show you why. The borax with the sponges, it just made the sponges stiff. And it grew on the glass jar, but it didn't really make crystals that you could do much with. I can't really imagine what I would do with that. But it was kind of fun to see how it built up on the edges of the jar. So if I did it again, I would probably put little pipe cleaner pieces that I scrunched up down inside here, and I would pick whatever color I wanted for my crystals for the color of the pipe cleaner. So if I wanted purple crystals, I would use purple pipe cleaner and a little bit of purple food coloring to get the shape that I wanted. The other way that we worked on it was using table salt. In order to get the crystals to grow from table salt, you have to let the water totally evaporate. But I can see a little bit of sparkly crystal growth on the top of this sponge, even though the water hasn't all evaporated yet. So that one was kind of an interesting one to watch. So if you want to be able to crystallize your sponges, you could do that. Again, you could do that one on pipe cleaners. And the last way that I did it was using Epsom salt. The Epsom salt didn't give me super fantastic results either. You can see kind of big crystal pieces hanging off the edges of the sponges, but most of the crystals are just chunks that are down inside my dish. So I personally was really, really impressed with the alum crystals that look like this, and with the borax crystals that built up really quickly like this. And like I said, both of these worked within less than 24 hours. So I'm going to show you how to make both all the kinds of crystals because you use the same process. It's just a matter of changing the kind of materials that you use. And you're going to start with a jar or a bowl, and you want to fill it. Amounts don't matter so much, although I probably personally wouldn't do more than a cup at a time of water. So I'm going to put in a little bit of water. This is boiling water. You want your water to be really hot because you're going to make what's called a supersaturated solution. That means as much of your chemicals are going to go into the water as possible. If it's not hot, you're not going to be able to get as much chemical, like your salt, to evaporate inside or dissolve in your water. So you're going to pour some of your salt in there or some of your alum, or you could use the borax or the table salt or Epsom salt, any of those 4 things. Make sure that you stir it up really good until all of it dissolves. Then pour more in and stir it till it dissolves. Do that until there's so much in there that it won't dissolve all of it. There's a little bit left in the bottom of your crystals of alum or crystals of salt that did not dissolve. Then you're going to take that and pour it over whatever. If you choose to do it over sponge, if you choose to do it over pipe cleaner pieces, or if you choose to put it in a jar and hang your pipe cleaners over the jar. Make sure that they don't touch each other and that they don't touch the sides or the bottom of the jar. That'll make your crystals grow better. So I will put up the recipe so that if you need to pause so you can see the amounts that you need, you'll be able to do that. And I have to apologize, it's going to come up with the ice cream first. So this is the recipe you'll need. You'll boil 1 cup of water. I don't know how much alum, Epsom salt, borax, or table salt you'll need because it will depend on how hot your water is, what kind of water. If your water is well water, it might already have some kind of salts in it, which means it won't absorb as much. Remember to add your food coloring at this point if you want to. If you're going to do the pipe cleaner version, that's how it tells you to pour it in the jar first. If you want to use the sponges, you can do that one. I just cut my sponges into tiny little cubes and put it down in a glass or a plastic jar or bowl. So I hope you have a great time doing this experiment. I'd love to see what happens if you do the different kinds. Do you get the same results that I do? So I hope you have a great time with this one and enjoy your summer.